podcast with Waneta. As you can see again in this podcast, I'm here by myself, no guest today, but you know what? That's alright. That's cool. That's alright. Today I just wanted to touch on a little topic that's recently been going on like social media, and it's kind of, well, it's been around for years. For those who know, it has been around for years, but obviously because I feel like, and I'm only going to speak UK basis because obviously I'm not based in other countries, but UK is very like social media based, and it's been brought up a lot on social media anyway. So on our Instagram, we put like a little caption saying light or dark, why does it matter? Our topic for today is colorism. So colorism is a very serious topic. A lot of people get colorism and racism a bit kind of confused. So I will just give my definition, and then I'm going to read you a definition of Google. So everyone kind of has that understanding and not just saying, oh my god, she just used my own opinion and blah blah blah. So in my understanding of colorism is when people within that same ethnic community is basically, how can I say, degrading their own people. So within the black community, like certain phrases like, if a boy says I only want to date a light skinned girl, or someone says, oh, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, like them little tiny like unnecessary comments. Racism, from what I understand, racism is someone saying something very negative and very offensive to someone else of a different ethnic group completely. Do you get what I mean? So let's just be real: a white person, a black person, blah blah blah. That, do you kind of get what I mean? So yeah. So let me read you a definition so we can get this, so we can really get a really clear understanding. So on Google says discrimination based on skin color / colorism is also known as colorism or shadism, is a form of prejudice or discrimination in which people are treated differently based on the social meanings attached to their skin color. So basically, the reason why I wanted to speak about this topic a lot is because, like I said, in the UK, I noticed that it's been brought up on social media a lot, and I think that's really sad. I'm not gonna lie, because it's been around for years. Like, if you guys have seen music videos like back in the day, way back in the day, like 80s and stuff like that, I wasn't even born then, but from what I even heard with my mum, it's like certain, I'm from a Jamaican like background, so even my mum, like certain like reggae music back in the day, like they always used to say certain things like, oh, they don't want no dark skin gal, yellow gal, this, da 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 da. Like they just used to make so much like little comments that used to lead into colorism. So the reason why I want to speak about this topic today, again, is because I feel like it's been brought up again within social media. So like you have certain celebrities within the UK that have been, I wouldn't say recently been saying comments, I would say comments that have been found on their social media accounts from years ago of them saying little ignorant sly stuff towards dark skinned women or black women and stuff like that, which is really unnecessary. The one thing I will say is that with me personally, when I did see those comments, I'm not gonna lie, I did kiss my teeth, because it's kind of like, really? But then when I did see the dates in it, I'm quite an open person, so I'm kind of like, you know what, that person, I'm hoping has changed from them. I hope their perspective has changed, you get what I mean? But then also it's kind of like, what can I say? Like, it's kind of like, I'm not one to just sit down there and accept it. Do you understand? And I wouldn't say for no person of richer in skin tone like to accept certain comments like that. Do you kind of get what I mean? One thing that I do think is a bit really bad as well is because when I was looking on certain comments, it's like when certain black girls were kind of addressing the comments and saying how they felt offended and stuff like that, people were just labeling them like angry black women. Like, I don't understand where this concept of an angry black woman comes into it. I feel like it's very bad that when a black woman does basically stand up for herself or has something to say or have their own soapbox, they're labeled as complaining, or you're angry, or you're this and that. Like, I just feel like it's completely wrong. I've also seen like in social media as well, some black women have been putting other black women down. Like, I don't understand why people do this. Like, I feel like as black people, we should really be uplifting each other. And one thing I will put out there as a disclaimer as well, like, this is not to offend anybody of like a really light black tone or a really dark black tone. It's not to offend anybody. I'm just really just putting in my 2 cents because I've seen it a lot on social media, and to be honest, it is a bit disturbing for me because, like I said in my previous podcast, I have 2 children. So my son is richer in skin tone, but my daughter isn't. She's my daughter's quite light, so obviously like throwback and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, I just have to think to myself like, wow, when they're older, are they gonna go through what's happening now? Because as like they say, fashion tends to repeat itself, trends tend to repeat itself. So would this happen again when they're like 16, when they're like 18, when they're 21? Are they gonna go through certain things like this? So I just really wanted to just put out my opinion out there on this whole colorism. So like I did say to people, like I have said before, colorism has been around for years. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed it in like past music videos and stuff like that, but you can see like they will have like a lot of light-skinned women as leads in music videos. In movies, they will have a lot of light-skinned women. I was actually watching a video and it was actually quite funny because they was actually saying that a lot of the darker skin tone women, they would never have the lead roles. They will always be like the light skinned person's best friend. They'll be the crazy best friend, and we all know their movies, man. Like Scary Movie, the black person always gets killed off first. I shouldn't even laugh, but the black person always gets killed off first. And to be honest, that is it's very sad. It's very sad. I don't really understand why this colorism thing goes into play, and personally, like my opinion, I don't feel like I can't really pinpoint and say these people are to blame, who is to blame, and whatever is to blame, but I feel like it's a very touchy subject right now, especially within the 21st century. I feel like it's a very touchy topic. Also, this podcast is going to be a very, 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 very short podcast. I'm not going to lie to you because I don't really want to go too in depth in this topic because, like I said, everybody has got their own perception of things. Some people may take certain things offensive, some people may not take things offensive. But this topic, I don't really want to go too much in. Reason being because it is a touchy topic. Do you kind of get what I mean? I do know. I've had conversations with people about this, and it's like a lot of people have kind of given up on it, and I feel like it's very sad within like the black community. And you know what? Colorism doesn't just happen in the black community. Let me just throw it out there as well. It happens in the Asian community. They have their own colorism within themselves. People from the Middle East, they have their own colorism within their own communities as well. But like I said, because I'm not from that background specifically, I'm just going to speak on my background, which is obviously the black community. But yeah, I feel like it's really, 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 really sad on what's going on right now. I feel like certain celebrities and certain people who have obviously black in them, but yeah, I feel like a lot of the black celebrities and stuff like that, I feel like they should all kind of get along with each other. They should all kind of invest into each other. They should also build something because they have the biggest following. Let's just be real. They have the biggest following. They have young little black girls looking up to them, wanting to be like them and stuff like that. So I feel like all this beefing, all of this comments and stuff like that, like it shouldn't. Obviously, like I said, certain of the comments that was made of like the English celebrities, when you did look at the dates, it was a very, very, very long time ago. But I feel like to just not move forward but sincerely apologize for it and then explain to people what mindset you was in to why this has happened now. But yeah, another thing which I would say I do think is a bit bad is black boys, like guys. And the one thing is I love my black kings, innit? But I don't understand like why certain black guys, why they make little basically the comments are offensive, innit? Like when it comes to light skinned girls and dark skinned girls. You know what? It's not just guys, yeah. I know it is women as well. And that's the one thing I like. I'm that type of person. I don't like to blame everything on the guys. I like the one podcast that we did, it was what mistakes do women make in relationships? Because I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, men. But it is sometimes us sometimes. But especially with colorism, like guys, I do feel like you need to be very, 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 very mindful in what you say. You kind of get what I mean? Like I understand that every guy has a preference on what girl they like and who they want to be with, who they envision to be with, or who they want to marry. But you don't need to do that and be offensive to black women. Do you kind of get what I mean? It's like I feel like, and I've been a victim to it as well. It's like if a black guy doesn't get what he wants, the first comment he's making about you is either something to do with your color, your hair, something about you, something that basically like he's just basically commenting on your blackness. But I don't understand why that is a case. So I feel like with certain black guys as well, like please be very mindful on what you are saying to like black girls, because at the end of the day, like you're cussing these girls, but then yet again, your mum is black. Like, you kind of go, I mean, I shouldn't even laugh, but it's like, I don't understand some guys' train of thoughts, because I've walked past people, and like I said, I've been victim to it as well, where guys have acted so bad, like they act so bad, like they feel like they've had this status among them because either they're walking with a light skinned girl. And you know what? Again, you know what? I could probably blame that on social media because light is something that is portrayed as perfect, or and same with white as well. But like I said, we're on colorism within the black community. Light is something that's always portrayed as perfect. Like I said, when you see certain movies and you see the actresses, they're always of lighter complexion. Same with advertisements. Everywhere you look, billboards, everything like is lighter is perfect. But I'm not trying to say like people like you're bad, you're this, you're that, you're not. I just feel like the black community, everybody should really just come together. At the end of the day, black is not even a color. Black is a shade. There's like many shades. Do you kind of get what I mean? So people need to remember that and say, you know what? As a black community, we need to push ourselves together. Like it takes a village to raise a child. It's not just one person who got from where they were to where they were now. There was a lot of people behind that scenes that helped them and stuff like that. So I feel like with black people, we all need to come together and bring ourselves up. There's other cultures and there's other ethnic groups, and within their culture, they're doing it as well. I don't understand why it's very difficult within the black community, why we can't raise each other up, and anytime we are saying anything negative to our kind, it's always violating our blackness, and it shouldn't even be violated. It should be celebrated, to be honest. And like I said, celebrities, I personally feel like they should be taking more of a stand. They should be doing more things within their power, within their will, that they can do to be like being role models to all these young black men, all these young black women. I'm not trying to say that these celebrities should be dating black women. They should only keep it within themselves. Because no, like I said, everybody's got a preference, and everybody's got a preference what they like. Everybody this and everybody that. But as while you're doing it, please like stop discriminating black people, like black women. Like please stop doing it, because it's not nice. It's not nice at all. And like I said, if you're gonna be doing it, be mindful, because like if a celebrity is gonna be cussing a black person, and then myself is going to be sticking up for what I believe is myself and my kind, it is very bad for for yourself or other people to be labeling us as angry black people or crazy black people. That is just really unfair. But like I said, I personally wish that this colorism will come to an end. Let's just be real, it probably won't. It probably won't come to an end until many years to come, because we're still waiting for racism to basically come to an end, and it's still about in all sorts. But like I just said, this colorism is a very touchy topic. I'm gonna end the podcast here. Unfortunately, it is very short, but please stay tuned for more Bailey's podcast. We have many more coming. The next podcast I'll be releasing will have other guests on it as well. We're gonna go through different topics or everyday life topics. Please follow us on Instagram at Bailey's Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bailey's Podcast with Waneta. We're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud, both Bailey's Podcast with Waneta. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, and also send us in your comments if you want us to talk about certain topics and stuff like that. If you want me to discuss it by myself in solo podcast or with some of my friends that have been on previous podcasts, please send in your questions and we'll definitely work on topics like that. And stay tuned for many more episodes, guys. Take care. Bye. You're tuned into Bailey's Podcast with Waneta. That's that DUI. You're tuned into Bailey's Podcast with Waneta.